Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 13, episode 9. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Hey peeps. I am sorry for the late post, but it has been a lot going down in my life. And so I just now actually had the opportunity to watch Real Housewives of New Jersey right along with Love After Lockup. So let's get into it. So before we get into the show, I did recently see that Bravo does plan to revive the action of bringing back the Real Housewives of New York Legacy. However, they have switched up and decided to make it like a girls' trip sort of show. According to page 6, on this girls' trip style show, we should have Luann, Sonia, Dorinda, Kelly Ben-Simone, and at one point they did ask Jill, but Jill was playing hardball at the negotiation table, so Jill is now out. They do plan on including Ramona. So I guess Ramona, going around saying that she didn't want to be a part of the Housewives was a lie, which we all knew that in the first place. They didn't invite her originally. Well, I'm hearing that she is coming back. How do you feel about Ramona possibly coming back? Also bringing back maybe Alex, Aviva, and Tinsley. That would be nice. I really don't think that Tinsley is interested right now, though. But I would like to see Tinsley, or as Martin would say, Tinsdale, back. Also in other housewife news, listen here, honey. Lisa Vanderpump's son-in-law, Jason, is involved in some sort of sexual harassment lawsuit. Honey, all of this is alleged because I don't know these people and I don't want to be sued. They are alleging that he created a toxic, sexist work environment. They are also saying that allegedly he pressured one of the managers for sex, telling the plaintiff that he was considered a celebrity and she would be privileged to, go to bed with him, I guess. Ooh. And Pandora just had that baby and everything. Well, let's hope that it's not true. But if it is true, go straight to jail. So the show starts out, we see Dolores and Paul. And you know what? This just can't be her storyline for the whole season. I really don't care about her and Paulie and Frank. It's just not interesting at all. I think that they should spend more time focusing on their love and their relationship and less time talking about Frank. Dolores does tell him that she's going to be spending a little time with Jennifer, having a little lunch. They are going to, try to repair their friendship. When she was talking about her friendship with Jen, I kind of believed her that she really cares about Jen and she cares about her family. I believe that. Also, there's something about Paul's house. I absolutely love it. I think it's the windows, but I absolutely love his house. That place is gorgeous. I love the decor, all of it. Then we head over to the Fudas, and one thing is for sure, I may not really be feeling Rachel, but her children are so beautiful. She's got a beautiful family. Her and John have 3 beautiful children. When her little girl says, "Thanks, Mommy," I mean, that was the cutest little thing. I got so emotional. Her little voice is adorable, and she is the cutest little baby. I really think that Rachel is doing a good job picking out her daughter's new book bag and all of her little school supplies. I thought that was really cute, and her daughter clearly was appreciative. They then took a moment to talk about her having another baby. Then John Fuda, which since she calls him by his first and last name, I will too. Then John Fuda lets her know that him and their son is not really feeling it. They don't want another baby right now. And then she brings up that she would like to adopt her stepson. And then I started feeling, I hate to sound like this, but to me it sounds a little storyline-ish. You know what I mean? Her and John have been together for many years. And so you're just now talking about adopting him and it's on the show? Hey, listen, the U.S. Sun reached out to his mother, his bio mother, who is currently in jail. And by the way, her name is Brittany. And when Brittany is clean and sober, she's pretty cute. You know, she's a cute girl. So they asked her, you know, what's her take on her son being on the show? And does she watch it? And she's currently in jail serving her time in a halfway house. And she said that she thinks it's great. She loves it. She loves seeing Jaden on TV. She thinks that he's amazing. She also said that it was extremely comical seeing her ex John on the show and mentioned that he acts the same way as he always has. They asked her what she thought about Rachel, and she said that she doesn't know Rachel well enough to form an opinion, and she's only met her once in the beginning of their relationship. When they asked her how she felt about Rachel wanting to adopt Jaden, she told the U.S. Sun that she's not surprised. It doesn't surprise me one bit. I knew they would, so I was expecting it. I actually predicted this would happen when I first heard about them being on the show. Brittany seems to think that this is also storyline driven. She has a huge criminal record, and the last time she saw her son was about 5 years ago. She had been charged with burglary, entering a structure, laundering $250,000 in cash, and possession with intent to distribute crystal meth in the first degree. Brittany claims that she was found guilty by association in the burglary case, which involves selling valuable items from a storage unit. She does, however, say that John was keeping her away from her son. John banned her from seeing Jaden, and that's why she hadn't seen him in about 5 years. I don't know. I do think that living with Rachel and John was probably the best thing for Jaden. And I'm not saying that Rachel shouldn't adopt him, because she has been his sole mom all this time. I just would hate to find out that she's using this adoption now as a storyline. So Dolores and Jen meet up for lunch. And listen, I'm glad that they decided to chalk it up as bad communication and decide to stay friends. They also made the decision that when things don't seem right, when things are coming out in a suspect way, they're both going to pull each other to the side, have the conversation, and try to focus and work on their friendship. I'm happy to see that they have both decided that they are just going to drop the BS. I felt that Jen was really hurt because she really loved Dolores as a friend. And I think that Dolores really loved Jen as a friend, but she was also trying to straddle the fence because she wanted to keep her friendship with the other girls too. And sometimes you just can't be Switzerland. Sometimes you do have to jump in and, you know, pick a side. When Dolores was on Watch What Happens Live, they asked the question, did you think their friendship was going to last? And she said that she really does hope so. I think that Jen and Dolores have been doing fine since that last falling out, and I hope that they can keep their relationship going. Jen tells her that she wants to get the girls together for some Turkish coffee tea reading thing. And I said, I know good and daggone well we've seen this cup reading before. I can't remember if it was New Jersey, New York, or LA, but one of those three franchises, we've seen the cup reading. And on whichever one that was, the cup reading was much better. I'm just going to tell you, they got them girls together for that cup reading. And I hate to agree with the Marge and the rest of the girls, but it seemed to me that if it wasn't Jennifer, somebody in production read that lady down with everybody's business, because no ma'am, it was ridiculous and quite on point, all the things that she was saying, and I just don't buy it. I really don't. I mean, goodness gracious, she could have messed up at some point, dropped the ball and said something odd. You know what I mean? Throw them off a little bit. It was just a little too much. Girl, go on home. This is ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the psychic medium lady from Camille's place, but you know, it was still pretty bad. Moving on. Now, Melissa is talking to Joe. They're at the house and she's saying that she didn't want to live in a Disney princess house anymore. I said, what? You a lie. You a lie. We saw that house. We saw those. Wait, one of the peeps told me what those are called. I think turrets. Oh, I hope I got that right. Which I was calling pointy tops turrets. Anyway, I tried, peeps. Give me some leadway here. Anyway, girl, please. You was trying to be a princess still. I'm sick of you.
Oh, I want to call a truce, and I don't want to fight anymore. So, moving forward, I will watch how I speak to you.
And I'm going to call you out if you say anything that offends me, and I would appreciate if you do the same.
That's fine.
I'm sick of living in the Disney princess houses.
And Louis went outside to talk to them again. Then Louis came back and he was crying.
Really? What's the matter? That's
I don't like this going on. I don't like this. Like, I feel this pain that they have, and it sucks because it reminds me of my sisters. I just called my sisters and said, I love you.
I feel so bad for Louis. I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Margaret said that when we left that day, he was sobbing.
Why?
I don't know.
It came out on the press, things about Dina.
Like Dina is not coming to the wedding, that Louis got in a fight with Dina's husband.
That's how ridiculous it is. Dina's husband, David, called me because I'm friendly with David. Pizzagate Part 2.
Hi, Jen Fessler.
To tell you something, if Polly would look at me twice, I would dump your ass. I'd be like, Dolores, who?
I'm confused. So why are the two of you throwing a party together?
Yes, we've made up. Does she really like her? Obviously. I mean, does anybody really like her?
Has anyone talked to Danielle?
The bouge left in a huff when you were asking about her brother.
Nobody's saying that we don't believe you. Like, that's fine, but like,
When you tell a story that has a million holes in it,
it's okay to get questioned.
I just know when she told me, not once did I ever think, well, what did you do to deserve that behavior?
No,
I just thought,
no
like,
one
oh my
deserves
God.
it. FYI, she's here.
Teresa's got the COVID, so she doesn't have to go to the Turkish tea reading, which lucky her, lucky her. Danielle is at her house. Her and Teresa haven't talked since she stormed out. Well, Marge calls it huffed out. I can't stand Marge. Oh my gosh, Marge is getting on the Lisa Rinna level for me. She is teeter-tottering right there on the Lisa Rinna level for me. Speaking of Lisa Rinna, that just reminded me. I seen Denise Richards.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. She's back.
I heard you looking for me.
I think Denise Richards is back as a full-fledged housewife for season 13 over there at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And if this comes out to be true, welcome back, Denise Richards. Welcome back. Hey, listen, when Teresa says that Louis stormed out to talk to Joe and Melissa and came back crying, I said, damn, damn, damn. You know, she said she was so embarrassed. Girl, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed for yourself and for Louis. Something is mentally going wrong. And I'm getting more and more worried about Louis and his stability. And I'm getting worried about Teresa and her girls' comfort and safety. Nope, something is not right about it. And I thought to myself, what are you crying for? Wasn't it 5 minutes ago you was threatening to whoop Joe's ass? Now you're down here crying? Oh gosh, I'm embarrassed. I mean, I'm suffering secondhand embarrassment. First you start out with you sleep in No-No's pajamas. Then you embarrass Teresa down to the ground in front of everybody at the cookout. Then you come back crying. Oh, this is too much. I'm embarrassed. This is ridiculous. You know, Danielle starts talking again about Rachel and Marge. And you know what, Danielle, it's time to move on. I mean, this storyline is getting old. It is already old. I don't give a shit. Marge has an arsenal. We don't care. Now you know who Rachel is. Just don't have anything to do with her. Cut her off and move on. Don't tell her anything that you don't want to be repeated, because now you know that she's going to tell. Move on from it. Who gives a damn? Stop letting people mistreat you. And the whole she resorted back to high school, no ma'am. You are a grown, beautiful, smart woman with a husband and 2 gorgeous children. You can't let these ladies bring you back to high school F them and move on. You always have the rah-rah in the confessionals. Bring the rah-rah to the girls. That's what I'm saying. If you let people treat you a certain way, that's your fault, in my opinion. You have to teach people how to treat you sometimes. And if you let this go on, they will continue to do it because they think that you are weak and can be walked over. And that every time they say anything rude to you or get loud, you're going to storm out or huff off. No, ma'am, don't storm out. Don't huff off. Pop up. That's what I'm saying. Pop out and let them know that you are not to be messed with, period. Now, listen, Joe and Melissa talking that bullshit about Dina's husband. Honey, listen, Dina and her husband got out online and said Dina's husband did not call Joe. Did not call Joe. Dina and her husband are saying he never fell out. And they dag on shore didn't fall out over a business deal. So Joe Gorga and Melissa, according to Dina and her husband, you're lying. According to Teresa and Louie, you're lying. And you know what? I'm going to buy it. Now, there has been a few stories that has come out about them pizza ovens. And no matter which version of the story you get, I still don't feel any kind of sympathy for Joe. Because at the same time, no matter which spin you put on the story, Joe didn't put in any money. So, you know, go on about your business, Joe and Melissa.
We're bridesmaids. You weren't even at her engagement party.
I don't care, though.
I know you don't care, but to me, I'm like, what happened?
Dolores was not even invited to the engagement party. Why? Because Dina was. I hear Louie and Dina's man have an argument over business.
I hope that's true for you.
Do you?
1,000%, because I know the pain of not talking to a sibling.
So, what were we all talking about?
And
It's devastating.
No one's saying
It's very
that.
sad.
What I'm saying is that it seems like something was missing from the story. I didn't understand it. That's the truth.
I don't get it myself. So it should be a period. It should be a done situation.
So can we leave it at that, everyone? It's enough, guys. Let's leave this girl alone.
What did I say? You took our conversation and made it like I was sabotaging her.
Hold on.
I was not trying to sabotage anything. I wasn't.
You threw me under the bus big time.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She's saying her truth.
That's not true. And to repeat something.
I don't care about this.
No, I do.
Whoa.
This is so beyond and complete.
Now they're back at Paulie's house, honey, and listen, that house is still gorgeous, and every lady that walks in the house has to compliment on how gorgeous the house was. Now Jen telling on Dolores that if Paulie would look at her, she would take him and say, Dolores, who? A girl, listen. You know what? I'd take Paulie for that house. I sure would. Now what I didn't appreciate is Melissa and that whole, why are the two of you throwing a party together? And then Marge and her smart ass comment. What I'd like to know, Marge, is does anybody really like yo ass? Clearly your stylist doesn't like you because they put you in that bullshit you are wearing. You really need to shut the hell up. Marge doesn't want anyone to like Jennifer because Marge is such a jealous hater, just a dry, musty ass. Girl, get yourself together. Stop hating Jen and appreciate who she is. You guys could probably be good friends if you would shut the hell up sometimes. Then you have Jackie coming in there talking shit. I said, you know what? Why can't she just be a friend of? Why the hell is she in every episode and going on the cast trip? I am so sick of Jackie Mellencamp. And you know what else? She comes in there talking about, well, you tell a story that's got 1,000,000 holes in it, and then you get upset when somebody wants to question. It's not your business to question. She told you jackasses what she wanted you to know. Now back the hell down. You seen how upset she was about it. You seen how emotional she was about it. Why couldn't you be supportive? When every last one of you ladies have gone through things, all of you wanted somebody to support you. So why can't you do the same for her? And Marge with the whole, she was talking about me behind my back. But every chance you get, you're talking about her behind her back, calling her Miss Bouge and all these other comments that you make about her. But she can't say that she heard someone say that you have an arsenal. Marge, you are the biggest hypocrite on this entire show. Another reason why you remind me of Lisa Rinna. Why don't you shut the fuck up? I was actually trying to taper down the F word, but Marge really pisses me off and brings it out of me. And did anybody else notice as soon as somebody said, well, she's here, everybody shut up quickly? I said, that lets you know what kind of person you're dealing with. You can talk all that smack when she's not there. But as soon as you find out that she's walking in the room, everybody goes dead silent. See, that's who she's dealing with. These little pissy, bitter women. You too grown for this behavior. When they broke out with the "we're bridesmaids," Jen, come on, girl. You didn't even try to hide the fact that you were really excited to rub that in Melissa's face. Melissa's face was broke. Marge's face was broke. And then Melissa in this fantastical story about Dina and Dolores and this wedding and everything. Listen, Dina went on a podcast and she said that she didn't want to go back to New Jersey because of what happened to her and how her and her husband fled New Jersey and left. And she didn't want to be there. She did not want to have to deal with the trauma of what went on in the past. And Teresa kind of insisted that she comes to the engagement party. Now, Dina and Dolores has fallen out. And Dina didn't mention this, but it has been known that allegedly Dolores wrote a letter to the judge in support of her ex-husband, who allegedly, I'm saying alleged because I don't know if they've gone to court yet or not, allegedly, had somebody break into her place, pistol whip the shit out of her and her husband or something like that. And she was pretty pissed at Dolores over this. So that's why I guess somehow, allegedly, Teresa disinvited Dolores to the engagement party so that Dina can be there. Then Dina and her husband ended up pulling out of the wedding, but it wasn't because Louie and her husband fell out. It wasn't because her and Teresa fell out. I'm being told that it was because the cameras were going to be there and Dina and her husband did not want to be on camera. It was also because Dina did not want to come back to Jersey. She says that she only goes back to Jersey once or twice a year, and she's only there for 1 or 2 days without telling anybody, just to see her family, and then she leaves. But Melissa also needs to know, even though it was terrible the way Teresa asked her, Teresa did ask her if she wanted to be a bridesmaid, and she said no. So let it go. Lord, the truth is Rachel's just a pot stirrer. She's a gossiper. She's a bone collector. And, Gen F, she's just trying to become full-time. And every show has one. Every show has 1 or 2 pot stirrers, bone collectors. You gotta have it, for entertainment purposes. The problem is Danielle needs to just shut it all down. Stop talking to her. Stop dealing with her. You don't have to be friends with this woman. You don't have to share a conversation with her. Just let it go. One thing I was pissed about is when Danielle raises her voice and points at Rachel, the girls are like, oh. I said, oh, I know we're not about to do that. I know we are not about to be shocked. Not the way Tiny Hawk acts. Not the way Joe Giudice used to act. Not the way Teresa has always been. I know y'all are not about to sit up here and act like you are shocked and she has done something wrong and you're all appalled. Get the hell out of here with that bullshit. The whole thing with Marge and Jen, I just think that Marge is such a mean girl and she's so insecure with who she is. The fact that Dolores would be friends with Jennifer upsets her and hurts her to her core. She doesn't want Jen to have any friends. She wants everybody to think that Jen is this disheveled drug addict, and it's just not true. Jen is living her life the best she can. I think that Jen should absolutely stop telling these girls about her problems in her marriage because they only use it and hold it against her. She needs to stop sharing this information with these women. Also, I started thinking about it and I said, every time that they have a get-together or a party, the ladies are always talking about Danielle. You know what I mean? Like right before she gets there. It's almost like a scene out of Mean Girls. Marge is Regina George. That is so crazy to me. I would never want to be in a friendship group like that because I would start to think, when I'm not there, are you guys sitting around talking shit about me? You know what I mean? But this has to be the last episode that we talk about Danielle and her brother because it's really just not interesting at all. I'm sick of it already. We don't know him and we don't care. They did confirm that the reunion is going to be filmed next week. And Dolores said that, you know, Joe and Melissa and Teresa and Louis are still not talking. And Andy Cohen said that he believes that they're actually donezo, like it is over. And Dolores said she agrees. She doesn't think that they will ever start talking again or seeing each other again after, you know, everything that transpired this season. One thing is for sure, I hope that they hurry up and get to Teresa's wedding. I am sick of it. I am sick of hearing about this wedding. I don't want to hear about this wedding ever again after this season. Anyway, you guys, get in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.